A low rumble of a cough was the usual greeting to anyone who dared approach Silas Blackwood's overgrown garden. He was a creature of habit, solitude his most prized possession, and his garden, a wild testament to his grumbling nature, was his sanctuary. The roses, though numerous and vibrant, seemed to bloom in spite, not because of his care. Weeds dared to sprout between the carefully planted herbs, and the ancient apple tree bore fruit more out of stubbornness than nurturing. Silas, with his perpetually furrowed brow and a vocabulary consisting mostly of grunts and sighs, was the grumpy guardian of this chaotic green space. The neighborhood children, however, were a persistent breed. They'd kick their balls against his crumbling stone wall, their laughter a jarring symphony to Silas's ears. He'd peer over the tangled honeysuckle, a scarecrow of a man with hands permanently stained green, and they'd scatter like startled sparrows. But one sunny afternoon, a bright red ball landed squarely in the middle of his prized and prickly thistle patch. A small girl with pigtails the color of carrots peeked through a gap in the hedge. Her name was Lily, and unlike the others who fled at the mere sight of him, she stood her ground, her lower lip trembling slightly. "Excuse me, mister," she squeaked. "Could you possibly throw my ball back?" Silas grumbled, a sound like rocks tumbling down a hill. He considered ignoring her, letting her learn a lesson about trespassing. But her wide, hopeful eyes held a strange sort of innocent persistence that snagged on something long dormant within him. With a sigh that could rustle the leaves, he lumbered towards the thistle patch, his old bones protesting with every step. He plucked the ball, its redness a stark contrast to his earth-toned fingers, and tossed it back to her. "Thank you," Lily chirped, her face breaking into a wide smile. "My grandma says you have the most amazing flowers." Silas scoffed. "Amazing? They're just weeds with pretty faces." "No, they're not," Lily insisted. "They smell so nice." She then did something truly audacious. She reached through the hedge and gently touched a velvety purple bloom. "What's this one called?" Silas hesitated. He hadn't spoken the names of his flowers aloud in years. "That's a petunia," he mumbled, surprised by the sound of the word on his tongue. From that day on, Lily became a regular visitor. She'd ask about the names of the flowers, her curiosity as bright and persistent as the morning sun. Slowly, other children, emboldened by Lily's bravery, started to linger near the garden, their initial fear replaced by fascination. They'd watch Silas as he tended to his plants, his movements still gruff but somehow softer when he was snipping deadheads or tying up climbing vines. One afternoon, Lily asked, "Mr. Blackwood, can you teach us how to grow flowers too?" Silas almost choked on his cup of lukewarm tea. Teach children, his sanctuary. Yet, looking at their eager faces, something shifted within him. He saw not just noisy intruders, but small sparks of interest in the green world he held so dear. He surprised himself by saying, "All right then, but you have to listen, and no trampling my prize-winning marrows." And so began the unlikely gardening lessons. Silas, with surprising patience, showed them how to prepare the soil, how to sow tiny seeds, and how to water them gently. He grumbled when they giggled or got their hands muddy, but a faint, almost imperceptible smile would occasionally flicker across his lips. The children, in turn, brought a new kind of life to his garden, their laughter no longer a jarring noise but a cheerful melody weaving through the buzzing of bees. The garden, once a testament to Silas's solitude, began to reflect the burgeoning community. Children's hand-painted signs marked rows of sunflowers they had diligently cared for. Brightly colored watering cans lay scattered amongst Silas's more functional tools. And the grumpy gardener, his hands still stained green, found a new kind of bloom within himself, the unexpected joy of connection, cultivated by the simple act of sharing the magic of a seed sprouting into life. Kindness, it turned out, could blossom even in the grumpiest of hearts, transforming a reclusive patch of green into a vibrant garden of community.